Good morning, Year 2. For today's English lesson, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to start by looking at rhyme and then looking at a poem. Let's get going. Let's start by thinking about that word rhyme. What do you think I mean when I say rhyme? What does it mean when a word rhymes with another word? It means when it sounds the same. Now, sometimes when a word rhymes, you can see that the word is actually spelt in a similar way, like a pattern. For example, the word cat rhymes with the word hat and bat. You can see that it's got that spelling pattern there as well. Cat, hat, bat. They all sound the same. Sometimes the spelling of the word might not look the same, but the word will still rhyme because they sound the same. For example, the word stare rhymes with the word bear, which also rhymes with the word care. And you can see they're all spelt differently. In fact, they're all using the air sound there, but they all sound the same. Stare rhymes with bear, rhymes with care. Are you ready to try some rhyming yourself? Let's start with a rhyming quiz. Question 1. Which two words rhyme with the word plate? You've got a choice of 6 words here. You've got school, date, cake, mate, fish and park. Pick 2 words which rhyme with the word plate. If you said date and mate, give yourself a tick. Cake sounds very similar, doesn't it? But it hasn't quite got that t at the end of it like plate has. Question 2. Which 2 words rhyme with the word fish? Wish, bear, yell, cat, squish, hello. Pick 2 words. If you said squish and wish, give yourself 2 ticks. Well done. Question 3. Which word does not belong? Flat, sat, marsh, cat, pat, splat. If you said marsh, give yourself a tick. Question 4. Which word does not belong? Flow, flood, though, grow, crow, doe. If you said flood, you're correct. The rest all rhyme. Flow, grow, crow, doe, though. Did you enjoy that? I did. Now for your second challenge of the day, it's now your turn to think of your own rhyming words. So I've picked 2 words. Challenge 1 is the word frog. Challenge 2 is the word door. Set yourself a minute timer and see how many words you can think of that rhyme with either frog or rhyme with the word door. Write down your list or say it out loud to your grown-up. Press pause on the video. Once you've completed the challenge, press play again. Are you ready? Steady, go! I wonder how many words you thought of that rhyme with the word door and frog. I'm sure you got loads. We're going to move on to activity number 3 now. We're going to look at a poem by an author called A.A. Milne, who actually wrote Winnie the Pooh. Now he wrote a poem called Now I Am 6. Remember, a poem is different to a story. Poems are written in verses, and each verse contains lines, so each of these verses contains 2 lines. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 verses in it. Now I'm going to read this poem to you. I want you to see whether you can pick out which words rhyme. Are you ready? When I was 1, I had just begun. When I was 2, I was nearly new. When I was 3, I was hardly me. When I was 4, I was not much more. When I was 5, I was just alive. But now I am 6, I'm as clever, so I think I'll be 6 now for ever and ever. Did you spot the rhymes? 1 and begun, 2 and new, 3 and me, 4 and more, 5 and alive, clever and ever. Do you notice anything? The rhymes are happening at the end of each line. And in fact, the rhymes are happening in pairs. There's 2 and a 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 2. And we call these rhyming couplets. Now I thought we'd use this poem as inspiration to write our own poems. But because most of us aren't now 6, we're now 7, we're going to rewrite it, a new one, with the title, Now I Am 7. Let me show you how I'd write mine before you write yours. So as you know, each number in our poem makes up half a rhyming couplet. So before we can write our poem, we need to work out what words we can have which rhyme with these numbers. So have a little think, maybe look at Google and write down some ideas of some words that rhyme with the numbers. So for example, 1, fun, 2, blue, 3, tree, 6, sticks, 5, alive, 4, war, and go through again. Try and get as many words as you can which rhyme. This will help you then to pick out one to make a line of your poem. So I finished filling in my grid here. I'm going to use this now, this like plan, to write my poem. So my poem, like the A. Milne one, is called Now I Am, but rather than 6, I'm going to call it Now I Am 7, because lots of you are now 7. I'm going to follow exactly the same pattern of the poem. So it starts with when I was 1. I put a comma at the end of my line there because we use commas at the end of lines in poems rather than full stops. So when I was 1, and I get to pick a word from here to rhyme with 1 to make up a new sentence. So when I was 1, I might use fun. I might say when I was 1, I had lots of fun. Lots of fun in the sun, comma, and then I leave a line free and start my second line, my second verse. When I was 2, comma, I might pick Sue. When I was 2, I went to the zoo, comma. Now I'm going to keep writing the rest of my verses using my plan. So there we have it. I've finished off the next 4 verses, when I was 3, when I was 4, when I was 5, and when I was 6, with my rhyming couplets at the end of each line. And now for the last verse, I can copy that verse straight from the poem. So it starts with, but now I am 7, I'm as clever, comma, so I think I'll stay 7 forever and ever, exclamation mark. And that's the end of my poem. Now I'm going to sign it off down here by the author.
much of a picture to go with it as well. And there we have it. So that's my Now I Am 7 poem. I'm looking forward to seeing how your Now I Am 7 poems look as well. So have fun, and I'll see you again next week for some more English new learning.